Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on Miss Jennifer Lopez. Um, I am feeling a lot better, so thank you so much for the prayers, the good vibes sent my way. They have helped immensely. My voice, since it was like pharyngitis, upper respiratory, my voice is still going in and out, but that should be clearing up here soon. But I do sound a lot better, and I feel a lot better completely so. Getting into this reading, this is highly requested, like I said, from a lot of people. So I'm going to be sharing what I get for Jennifer for the remainder of 2019, going into 2020. She is at a point right now where I'm seeing when I get into her soul that she is completely into her health fitness. She's always been about being healthy and fit, but even now more so because when we age, I think our body is not able to sustain a lot of the muscle mass and the physique. Our metabolism changes as we get older, but she's someone that stays pretty young. There's a lot of people that are surprised that she doesn't even look like she's 49. I believe that's her age right now. Like, she doesn't even look 49. She looks like somebody that's in her 20s. And she, like, you can see her muscles here. She works out. I feel like she spends a lot of time, training in the gym. So I do get that that's a priority for her. Health-wise, I don't get anything alarming or scary for her over the next year or 2 years from now. I feel like I said, she takes pretty good care of herself. Right now, what I'm seeing for her is that she's juggling a lot of different projects. I do get for her that she does have two choices to make between now and February. Certain, probably like a movie or some other kind of project that they want to get her on into again. Um, for a while, she was doing American Idol, and being a judge there. And I feel like that's kind of like what they want to do, is like pull her back into being a judge on TV. But I feel like her main focus and shift right now is more going back into acting and doing TV, movies. And acting, and that's where we're going to see more of her career. Music is always going to be a part of her life. I do feel like she is working on some projects, something with Spanish as well. I do feel like she's been approached by some of the people on like networks like Telemundo and some of these other um, more of the Latin American TVs, and there is like offers that later down the road that I'm hearing, like a telenovela that they may want her to go into. Again, this is going to be something that she would have to consider, and I feel like she may do it, but she will cross over possibly into like telenovelas later on. But it's all going to depend on her. I do feel like right now she does feel a little bit trapped. There's feelings and emotions that are coming to the surface when it comes to Alex Rodriguez, which is the guy that she is dating or seeing. Um, Her relationships and her love life, they're all karmic in nature. This is why she's had a lot of problems when it comes to relationships and them not lasting or not having the success that she would have liked for him to have. I feel like she's very picky, and she does have a lot of more of the masculine energy in the relationship. So she likes to have more control. She doesn't like to be the one controlled. So this is something very important for her. Loyalty is very important for her too. Someone that can make her laugh and at the same time be spontaneous and adventurous. Um, and I feel like her relationship with Mark Anthony, the father of her children, was very romantic and platonic, and they were soulmates. And I say they were because we can have multiple soulmates in this lifetime, but I do feel like for her that is still her first, even though she had plenty of other relationships before him. I do feel like Mark Anthony is and will always be the true love of her life, and I do feel like they still have feelings for each other, even though he may be with someone else and she's dating this guy now. They're, the children are always, it's always going to be a bond there that's going to hold them together. But I'm getting from spirit that she always thinks about him. She always prays for him. every night. So I feel like there is definitely a strong bond there for them. And, I guess the question would be, would they ever get back together? I don't feel like they would because Mark Anthony is so much different than her. I feel like he is in the spotlight, but he also likes his privacy. And he didn't like a lot of the projects that she would do. I think he had problems with the way that she would, kind of her makeup, the how sexy she would be and who she would go with. There was a control factor there that he had. Also, I feel like he has like some drinking problems, some other problems there that were almost like vices and things that she didn't like. I feel like she can drink, and but she's not into that kind of lifestyle. She knows that her career is very important to her. And I think that Mark Anthony wanted to like have a family, and that kind of scared Jennifer in many ways too. So what I'm getting from Spirit, she didn't want to settle down and have. Um, he wanted her to like settle down and to step away from the spotlight, and that's something that I feel like she's been so driven to succeed in her career, and she's had the success that she's never going to give her career up, even if she has family. She's always going to try to balance the two, which is kind of hard to use the word balance because, she's always on the go, and will always be on the go until she, reaches a certain point that she wants to kind of like slow it all down. But I do get right now for her, there is a finality that is coming, and I feel like this is regarding, I hate to say this, but I don't know, the way it comes in, I don't see Alex and her as soulmates, and people may not agree with me on this. I see them more as twin flames, and with the twin flame phenomenon, how it is that they're two souls that are very similar, and they come together in this lifetime. But the difference between soulmates and twin flames is that with twin flames, it becomes a running and chasing type of situation where one twin flame is, is happy and content, and it's like the relationship is platonic, and then there's certain things that start emerging, and then the control factors start coming in, and the twins can go either way. The twin flames, the relationships, some twin flame relationships are very successful. Some states can get married and stay together for many years, but then sooner or later there's issues that kind of surface or pop up. So with Jennifer, I feel like her and Alex are more of a twin flame type of thing. How will, what will she have to do? Because that's the kind of like the questions that I get asked even in private readings, when it's a twin flame or problems in a relationship. What would she have to do to kind of make the relationship work, and what would Alex have to do to make the relationship work where they could eventually get married? Well, that's a very good question. What I would say is that for Jennifer, it would be to release the control factor and also any insecurities that she has. She has fears. Even though she comes across as a very confident woman, I feel like this is something that many people out there, many women out there and men that would be listening to this can really relate to her. She wants the perfect guy, but she's not sure that he fulfills her or challenges her enough. Meaning because he's not someone that is like kind of like just in, like one area of the world, or just known for his, he's just known for his sports, what he used to do, sport wise, whereas she's a bigger persona, and I feel like her earning potential is way up there as well. So she knows that he may feel a little intimidated, but she is looking for someone. I feel like, the things that she would need to look out for is her control factors, like I said. Um, you know, Trying to take ownership of the relationship or giving more of herself in the relationship than he is giving. I feel like he also is a big flirt. I'm just going to be honest. That's what I get from Alex. He's a big flirt. He's handsome. He has a group of females that like him as well. So I feel like she also is very, that's one of the things that she always, kind of saw. I'm not saying that she's kind of jealous of her partners, or she doesn't want them to have take the spotlight more than her. But I do feel like to a certain extent, ego does take over in certain cases. In her relationships, ego has taken over her ego, and it has dominated where she kind of feels like if she's overpowered or overshadowed, then that's not the right partner, because she was with Ben Affleck, and then Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony has had a huge success in the music, Latino music, for many many years. Prior to Jennifer, he's a big superstar in the Latin world. Um, and then you have someone like Alex who is in sports, and he's a very prominent figure as well. He's pretty popular, but he's not as popular, I would say, as Jennifer. And then you had Ben Affleck, a famous actor. We all remember when it was about Bennifer. So he's a big actor, and he has a lot of influences and stuff. But she's also a good actress, and I feel like it's just the power. It's not just, I feel like she, at this point, she does take ownership of the mistakes that she's made in the past, and really she's not wanting to repeat those right now in her present time. Um, but I feel like, even if she was to take ownership of it, a lot of this are cycles that are being repeated, because I feel like she's still going for the same type of person. Um, she would just need someone that's completely out of the spotlight in order for the relationship to fully work. So I do feel like she and Alex eventually may just, call it off. It's very possible. If they were to get married, what I see for them is that the marriage would not last. And again, this would be due to Jennifer. She's not at the age yet where she's ready to settle down completely and kind of dedicate her life into that. This would happen more in the mid to late 50s, when she would eventually, kind of settle down and slow down a little bit, and be more focused on marriage and that sort of stuff. But right now, her kids, there's going to be a point in time when her kids are going to be in the music industry. They're going to be in the entertainment industry and into acting and modeling and things like that. So she's going to be more of a coach towards the kids. I feel like they're definitely going to have an influence. She's going to have a positive influence in her. Apart from Alex, what I am getting is that there is a younger male that is interested in her. This is something that could be coming out in the tabloids within 2019, 2020. I know, y'all are listening to this firsthand. Raymond said it. But, it may be something where, she denies it, but I feel like there is a younger guy. He does have dark brown hair to black hair. It's just very dark features. I feel like uh, he wants to offer her love. Very connected to the water. I feel like he is possibly in the West Coast from California, Los Angeles, in that area. I wouldn't be surprised. Very, well put together guy. I feel like he's also in the entertainment industry as well. So she has a lot of potential suitors, but I feel like it's going to be about her family. Her main focus right now is around her family. And with Anthony, I feel like she is still going to see him, but eventually there's going to be like some arguments that come out on the social media. There will be some power struggles and a decision what to make. Um, and again, before she gets to the happiest part of her life, where she really finds her soulmate, where she can, be happy, she's going to enter some relationships. Like I said, Alex is not her last relationship. There will be others, and whoever she enters a relationship with, it's going to be like a level of darkness or an edge of darkness that I see with it. And she needs to be careful, because I do feel like she could be pulled into a relationship and kind of lose herself in many ways, and she's not prepared for that. But like I said, I don't feel like Alex is the darkness that I'm talking about, but it may be this younger guy that I'm talking about. He may be into things that she may not be aware of right now. And it's kind of flattering when someone young, like for her, I think she finds that it's kind of flattering that some guy that's in his late 20s or 30s, would be interested in someone at her age. Not that there's anything wrong with her age being that she's 49, but I'm just saying, I feel like she is going or putting her eyes sort of towards someone a little younger. And he may be pulling her. There's an alluring factor with this gentleman. But again, I feel like there's this level of darkness. So it's kind of confusing when I'm getting these visions and getting all this information and channeling it. But this is what I'm seeing. But she's eventually going to get to a happy place. But it's not going to be now. I feel like it's going to be in her mid-50s. Close to the late 50s when she starts getting more happiness and feeling more fulfilled, and her kids will be more grown, so she's going to be thinking more about the future. Right now she's kind of living day to day and really focused on her coins, making that money, continuing her brand. We will see some other projects around fashion, whether it's like more development of other, like shoes. I feel like she has had some, I don't follow her, so I don't know if I feel like she's had something around clothing, but if not, there's going to be more things coming out. Like she's going to be developing products. There's more products with the name Jennifer. I know she has like cosmetics, a cosmetic line, but there's definitely going to be more about Jennifer coming out. So their spirit also talks about a move for her. So she could be moving or selling some properties and moving to a different location. But this is something for her. And ultimately, if she's not careful, even though she is healthy, she can still have like an exhaustion or a meltdown in the next 2 to 3 years. So between now and 2 to 3 years. So she does need to slow it down and listen to herself. If she's feeling exhausted, like I said, when you get to a certain age, even though you're healthy as can be, the body is still not the same as a 20-year-old. The stamina is not the same. So even though she's still young, I consider 49 being relatively young still. I feel like she does need to slow it down a little bit and enjoy more of the life, that she has built, the successes that she has acquired. I do feel like there will be some rivalry between her and another younger actress, where they may put them up against each other, or someone in the younger, who's younger and in the entertainment industry. There is going to be some rivalry, because I feel like this other person is an up and coming artist, and there's going to be comparisons to Jennifer in many ways. So that's something also to watch as well. But yeah, this was my psychic reading for Miss Jennifer Lopez. So big blessings to her in her career. I feel like she's going to continue to break records and do things like that. I didn't want to talk about Selena because there probably were questions about her and her role in Selena, and that's an entirely different type of thing. But anyways, big blessings and to each and every one of you. If you would like to set up a private reading with me, you can go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Psychic Medium Ray. And also be sure to pick up a copy of my book. It's a new book that came out in September of 2018. It's called Starseed Footsteps. Basically, it's a spiritual book in which I talk about numerous spiritual topics to help you navigate through the spiritual world. So if you'd like an autographed copy, you can order directly off of my website at the link here under my shop, or you can order it from Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And again, it's called Starseed Footsteps. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day.